Now, of course, you're also watching the social network, which is the death of Neeru Taniam is also what we're discussing today. Ever since his death, there has been a huge outrage in the capital by several groups, including those from the northeast. The exact details of the post-mortem report are not out yet, but his family and friends have alleged that he died of internal bleeding that occurred after he was beaten not once but twice by a group of men in South Delhi's Lajpat Nagar market. Many have called it a hate crime. Many have also called it racism against our own people. But one thing everyone agrees on is that there are clear prejudices against those who come from the northeastern part of India, and that perhaps underlies the outrage we've seen in the capital and outside in the last few days. There are searching questions in this incident for all of us. Like, how many of us even understand the various states and their different communities? How many of us are guilty of broadly labeling people from the northeast as chinkis, a hideous and derogatory word? But in the election season, every issue gets sucked into a political swamp, and this one is no different. The Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP and the Congress have all rightly condemned this incident, but here's where they've all gone wrong. They've attacked each other, but are yet to come up with any concrete plan to address this issue of discrimination. So on the social network, we discuss parties without plan, BJP, Aam Aadmi Party, Congress, part of the problem or the solution. But before we introduce our guests, let's quickly listen into what Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi said just a short while ago.
और वो जो बिल है पार्लियामेंट हाउस में इनका बिल है, इनके अधिकार का बिल है, उसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं। वो कह रहे हैं कि इस बिल को पास करना चाहिए। हमारी पूरी कोशिश है कि जो स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स हैं, रेडी वाले हैं, पटरी वाले हैं, उनको हम अधिकार दें। पार्लियामेंट में बिल है, तो पूरी कोशिश है कि हम बिल पास कर पाएं। और विपक्ष के लोगों से भी मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि ऐसे बिल को वो ना रोकें। भ्रष्टाचार के बिल हैं और ये स्ट्रीट वेंडर्स के अधिकार का बिल है, इनके अधिकार का बिल है, तो इन बिल्स को मिलकर सबको पास करना चाहिए। धन्यवाद। राहुल जी।
All right, Rahul Gandhi over there talking about the fact that the Congress is going to make every effort to try and pass the bill, the street vendors bill, in the upcoming session of the Parliament, and also talking about the fact that it's the right of every street vendor, and the government is going to try everything to pass that bill in the upcoming session of the Parliament. But let's quickly return to our guests now. We've got Raghav Dixit, who's joining us from the Aam Aadmi Party. We've got Professor Atul Sood from Jawaharlal Nehru University, and we'll also be joined by Sambit from the BJP in just a couple of minutes. But, you know, I want to start with you first, Raghav. You know, today the Congress has, and particularly Rahul Gandhi, in fact, had called up the Home Minister, Sushil Kumar Shinde, and talked about setting up a helpline for Northeast students to allow some amount of simmering of this kind of outrage that we've seen, not just in the capital, but also outside. Is that at least one more concrete step than what the Delhi government has done?
See, at the outset, let me say that let's acknowledge the fact that racial profiling and racism is happening in Delhi. It is very much there. But the answer to this, the solution to racism, is not just by bringing in helplines or by bringing in strong legislation. It's about engaging in a constructive dialogue with the people of a particular community. Now let's look at the Khirki extension area. Now, what the Aam Aadmi Party has done, and we have not really invited the media in that gathering because we wanted it to be a private event. We have engaged in a constructive dialogue with the resident welfare associations of Khirki extension area. We have engaged in a constructive dialogue with the foreign nationals of that area, and that process is going on. We are in the 4th or the 5th round of deliberations. A constructive dialogue needs to be done in order to eradicate racism and such elements from the very bottom. So this is one of the solutions that I can think of at this point. But let's acknowledge the fact that racism is a part and parcel of the city, and all of us should work towards eradicating it rather than making it a political issue.
But Atul, isn't it already a political issue? I mean, it's election time. Isn't every issue going to be a political issue? And it's not always a bad thing to make it a political issue as long as solutions come off it.
Absolutely no. I think I begin by saying that I'm happy that's a political issue. What does political issue mean? That political parties are taking a serious note of things that are happening, including the, the unfortunate incident of death of a young man or a young boy, and also the incidents where, a couple of women were beaten up some days ago in Delhi. So political parties are taking a serious note. This reflects that, Indian citizens, Indian people, and also the emergence of Aam Aadmi Party has compelled political class to take serious notice of it. But that's not where the story should end. In fact, that's where the story should begin. And that the point of beginning is that there are two parts of the story. One is how to deal with the current crisis, right? Helplines, dialogue with people. Yes, this is going to matter, and it's good that we are doing it. But the second part is, this is happening all over. Whether it's 84, whether it's Gujarat, whether it's Muzaffarnagar, whether it's here, they may have their different elements, content is different, the agencies doing the violence might be different, but essentially they are part of a larger process, which needs to be addressed, and I'm still looking for a medium-term plan, and I'm not being a complete, wholesome, long-term plan, but a medium-term plan that comes in the political discourse as a result of these unfortunate incidents. That political parties, including AAP, I'm looking forward that they would come up with, they have been a very recent party, but they should come up with some plan, saying that they think that these are the medium to long run steps that they propose around which there should be a political discussion. So it's not only about addressing the immediate crisis.